Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Tuesday, 13th of June 2023. This day is celebrated as National Trans Movement Therapy Advocacy Day. 13 June in Indian history is celebrated as the birth anniversary of Ganesh Damodar Savarkar. 13 June 1879 16 March up to 16 March 1945, an Indian freedom fighter, nationalist and founder of the Abhinav Bharat Society. He led an armed movement against the British colonial government in India. This day also is famous among the a 14-week trial that became a media circus. American pop singer Michael Jackson was acquitted of child molestation charges. Thurgood Marshall was nominated as the Justice to the United States Supreme Court by President Lyndon B. Johnson. He became the court's first African American member. So, starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper, The Hindu states that cyclone Biparjoy IMTINCOIS predicts extensive damage in Gujarat districts. A general view of dense clouds hovering over the Mandivi city ahead of the landfall of Biparjoy cyclone in Kutch district on June 12, 2023. The Hindu newspaper also states that fire breaks out at Bhopal's Satpura Bhavan. IAF assistance sought. Congress questions timing in an election year. Efforts on to douse the fire at the Satpura Bhavan on June 12, 2023. The Hindu newspaper also states that Assam Chief Minister meets Kuki insurgent groups with the peace plan in Guwahati. People will walk past the charred remains of houses following fresh violence that occurred in several areas of Manipur on June 12, 2023. Going towards the Indian Express newspaper states that road to 2024, the great opposition unity plans and the main imponderables. On the June 23 stage will be several parties which have jumped the fence several times, some which are sitting on the fence and some which think the fence should not contain them. Top opposition leaders will converge in Patna to begin discussions on formation of a broad front against the BJP on June 23. Indian Express also states that attack on London mission NI team cleared Amritpal aides in Dibrugarh. In April, the Union Home Minister had directed the NIA to file a fresh case in connection with the London protests after a preliminary investigation pointed to terror link involving Pakistan's ISI. The ministry directed Delhi police, which had registered an FIR under UAPA, to hand over the probe to the NIA. The National Investigation Agency, which is probing the violence by pro-Khalistan protesters outside the Indian High Commission in London on March 19, Amritpal Singh is currently lodged in Dibrugarh jail. Indian Express also states that Biparjoy to be first cyclone in June to cross Gujarat coast in 25 years. Biparjoy only third extremely severe cyclone to form in Arabian Sea since 1965. Indian Meteorological Department as data. It is after 25 years that Gujarat coast is bracing for a cyclone in June. Biparjoy will be only the fifth cyclone on the severe wind speed of 48 to 63 km per hour or higher category to the cross Gujarat if released. As per the forecast issued by the Indian Meteorological Department, Biparjoy is the only one-third extremely severe cyclone to develop in the Arabian Sea in June in 58 years, the data suggested. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that Odisha train tragedy, 5 railway staff underlands were alleged operation oversight. On the evening of June 2nd, the Coromandel Express crashed into a stationary freight train at Bhanagar Bazaar station in Balasore. Some of its derailed coaches then colliding with the onrushing Yeshwantpur Howrah Express in what was India's worst rail accident in 3 decades, leaving 288 dead and over 1,100 injured. The assistant station master of the Bahangana Bazar railway station and four workers employed in the signaling department of the railway are being questioned in the investigation into the train accident in the Balasore on June 2nd, said the Railways and Central Bureau of Investigation officials, suggesting that did not conduct proper tests after a maintenance operation that may have interfered with the line's signaling system on the day of the disaster. Hindustan Times also stated that Mira Road murder sisters collective mortal remains of Saraswati Vaidya perform last rites. The mortal remains of 32-year-old Saraswati Vaidya, who was allegedly killed by her live-in partner Manoj Sena, 56, on June 4, were handed over to her sisters on Monday, who performed her last rites in the evening at Mira Road. Murder sisters collective mortal remains of Saraswati Vaidya perform last rites. Hindustan Times also states that two suspects still at large in JNU abduction bid case. Almost a week after four men allegedly attempted to abduct two women students of Jawaharlal Nehru University in their car and molested them on the university campus and later assaulted a male student outside the north gate of the university. Investigators are still looking for the two suspects. Four men tried to abduct two women students of JNU and molested them before they assaulted a male student of the university outside the campus last week. Going towards the economy of the country, retail inflation cools again, down to 4.25% in May. Reserve Bank of India permits banks to undertake compromise settlement of willful defaulters fraud accounts. The objective would be to maximize the possible recovery from a distressed borrower at a minimum expense in the best interest of the regulated entity, the Reserve Bank of India has said in a notification. Rupee rises 4 paise to close at 82.43 against the United States dollar. The rupee traded on a flat to be positive note on a Monday on positive domestic markets and weaknesses in the United States dollar. Going towards the world news, including North Korea's Kim's vows to hold hands with Putin for strategic cooperation. Philippines' Mayon volcano spews lava down its slopes in the gentle eruption, thousands on alert. Oldest of four siblings who survived Colombian plane crash told the family their mother lived for days. Shooting at California teen's birthday party leaves 18-year-old woman dead, 6 wounded. Silvio Berlusconi, Italy's ex-prime minister and media mogul, dies at 86. Rape and torture. Transgender women open up about their suffering under the Argentina's dictatorship. Going towards the science and technology, more companies setting net zero climate targets, but few have credible plans, report says. A growing number of companies are pledging to cut their greenhouse gas emission to net zero as a part of global efforts to tackle climate change, but that goal is rarely supported by a credible plan. India has similar geologic history to parts of South Africa, Australia. India hosts remarkable, well-preserved volcanic and sedimentary rocks as about as 3.5 billion years and has similar geologic history to parts of the South Africa and Australia. Bangladesh tea workers struggle at heat and drought scorched fields. Sri Mangal, Bangladesh's tea capital, traditionally has the highest rainfall in the country and temperatures that, while close to 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer, feel milder because of the cooling rain. Explained how science helped an Australian woman convicted of killing her children walk free. There are three CALM genes, 1-3, that encode a protein called calmodulin. Mutation of these genes can cause heart problems. Geopolitical tensions and COVID-19 impacted development in the global south. Prime Minister Modi, PM Modi, addresses the development of ministries meeting of G20 that is being held in Varanasi via video message from New Delhi on June 12, 2023. At last, there is a famous quotation shared by famous William Shakespeare, whose birth anniversary is April 26 April 1564 up to 23 April 1616, who was an English playwright, poet, and an actor. He is regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and was the world's preeminent dramatist. He is often called the England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. His extant works, including collaborations, consist of some 39 plays, 154 sonnets, 3 long narrative poems, and a few other verses. Some of uncertain authorship, his plays have been translated into very major language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. He remains arguably the most influential writer in the English language, and his work continue to be studied and reinterpreted. Mr. William Wordsworth says a famous quotation. He says that, "And this our life exempt from public heart, find tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in the stones, and good in everything." Okay, thank you.